Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
So, you've probably heard this a lot. You always heard people say support the devs, buy your games, exclusives matter, and there, for the most part, there's some merit to these things. How I look at it is like, well, indie games, yeah, I'm going to support the dev because they don't have a huge backing by a multi-billion or trillion-dollar corporation. AA game studios are kind of the same thing. AAA is fucked. They don't care about us. They don't care about me as a consumer, no matter how much you believe they do. And if you think they're your dad and they're going to come back with the milk, they're not coming back, man. They're not coming back. They forgot you even fucking existed. And it's never been clearer if you have been on NeoGAF or X or anything like that, and you've seen console fanboys talking nonstop about how much you need to support the devs, support the company, Gamepass bad, it cannibalizes sales, but they don't want to talk about other things like PlayStation Plus, Nintendo Online, Ubisoft, EA, Rockstar, Gamefly. They don't want to talk about this shit that actually also exists, and they don't want to look back to, I don't know, used video game sales like GameStop or Gamefly, or renting games back in the day at Blockbuster. There's always been some type of rental service that's been around for gaming for a very long time. And it's not just gaming, it's also music, it's also movies, software, you name it. I have a lot of different subscriptions. I'm subscribed to Adobe Creative Cloud, I'm subscribed to Office 365, I am subscribed to Paramount Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus Premium, Nintendo Online, iCloud, you name it. I have subscriptions for everything. My subscriptions have subscriptions. Recently, in the last few years, a lot of things have been moving to these new models, and a lot of it's been video games. But for some odd reason, it's always been Game Pass is the bad guy. They never want to talk about their other services because, let's face it, the other services really don't offer a whole lot. But it's always Game Pass bad, and no matter what. And the only difference, guys, the only difference between Game Pass and something like PlayStation Plus is first-party games day one. Now, there's a clear understanding how this works. Xbox, Microsoft, they own this product. They put it out there. They have their own cavalcade of studios and all kinds of stuff, and they use those to attract people to those services. Then you have AA and indie developers that get offered a bag to put their actual games on those services. And here's how I see it. They're going to get the money from that. Does it cannibalize sales in the long run? Maybe. But these actual game studios actually get the money up front. They know what they're getting. They put the game out. They get exposed to a certain thing. And this is not the only way you can play these games. There's a big misconception that Xbox gamers don't buy games. That might be true in some small bit, which I don't understand what the point is. I don't understand. Whenever you sign up for something like a rental service, you know it's a rental service, so you know you're just renting the game. Which, whenever I took a look at this right here, this was from Exol. This is actually classic. So if we take a look at Hunter here, Game Pass subscribers samples a lot of games, but they sample a lot of games, but don't keep playing most of them. A new zoo study reveals players who spent 50 plus on a game are more likely to play them longer. Yes, this is factual. This happens on a subscription service. I don't know how many times I've hopped on Netflix or Disney Plus or some movie thing. I started a TV series or a movie. I didn't like it. I turned it off and found something new. But it's funny because this statement here. Been saying this for years. Glad to have additional data to back this up. So that's the point of the service. A subscription service like Netflix. People signing up for these services know they are renting the games. They're literally renting the games. And that's a retarded statement. Because it is. It's a very retarded statement. Like, do you think the people that sign up for Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, do you think these people think that they own the games? Do you actually think that? Do you think that somebody went to Best Buy or GameFly? They rented the game and they're like, oh, it's mine. It's mine for good. Or they're like playing the game and they don't like it and return it? Some people don't finish games. Some people don't hold on to games. When I take a look at the subscription service, I'm like, okay, it's cool. It's cool. I use this mainly for a demo service because I still buy the games that I'm interested in. If I see something that I'm not familiar with and it's on Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or something, I'll check it out. I'm like, okay, I like this. You get a discount sometimes by subscribing to that service and you can buy the game. Just because you're subscribed to the service, and there's a huge misconception about this because I see it all the time. They don't buy games! You can't buy games if you're on Game Pass. You can buy games and you're on Game Pass. There is value. Exwell even stated himself on a recent video that we just posted last week that he would play Elder Scrolls 6 via Game Pass. Because there's value there. Will he finish it? I don't know. He might. And I'm going to say that's probably the same for most subscription services. You might go through his catalog of games, and PlayStation has a bunch of them. You don't look at every game you download like, yeah, I'm just going to keep playing it forever. And whenever you take it off the service, oh, fuck. I didn't know I was renting the game. I'm so fucking shocked. I thought I owned all these games. That was mine. That's a retarded thing to say. That's the dumbest shit. And these people actually think they're the smart ones by saying shit like this. Now, these same people will say support the devs, buy your games, but they usually don't turn out on their end and support the devs and buy the games. You would expect like games like Astro Rot, which I'm hoping is over at least 2 million. You would hope for that to sell quite well because they always have it at high regard, saying it's Game of the Year, much fucking deserved. I have not played Astro Bot yet. I need to buy Astro Bot. I'm not waiting for it to come on the service, but I'm eventually going to buy it whenever I go through my backlog. But most of the time, these guys are saying support the devs. They don't really buy the games to begin with. And whenever they have somebody like me that buys the games on certain platforms, they're like, you don't count. That's an outlier. That doesn't work. Ha ha. Blow, blow, blow me. But it's really funny. It's hypocritical to see people say, Game Pass bad when you have something like this. So, what was we talking about here? DreamCastGuy came out with a new video called Best Month of PlayStation Plus Ever. The Game Pass killer is here. Now remember, guys, don't support the PlayStation Plus. Don't do it. Support the devs. Buy the games. Just do it. Exclusives matter. 80 million sold just for games, just live service games. You're a clown. Laughing gif, clown emoji, block. Let's go ahead and watch this. So this is MethCastGuy. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey there, gamers. DreamCastGuy here, and today we're talking about PlayStation Plus because they just had the best month ever. They just announced the August games, and they are fantastic. I have to admit that I'm a bit freaking out because they're bringing back 2 games I have been begging to return to PlayStation for.
By the way, you can actually get these on GOG, on PC. If you already own these games from the PS3 era, from what I could tell in my experience so far, if you own these games already, whenever they get released on the PlayStation platform, you should automatically own these. You don't have to buy them again. At least I don't hope. I hope that's not the case, because I bought them on my PlayStation 3 account, and I kind of hope that stays through, because I like to keep my games. I don't like to have to keep on buying my games over and over again, even though I bought a Nintendo Switch. But, let's continue.
Over a decade. Resident Evil 2 and 3, the original games, are returning on Tuesday. But let's go through all the games, because people are saying this is the Game Pass killer. That finally, the last couple months of play.
I would like to know who's saying that. I didn't know there was supposed to be a Game Pass killer. And I know this is another Xbox is dead thing and Game Pass bad thing, but when I take a look at videos like this from this clown, and I see other people in this certain communities saying the shit that Game Pass bad, but are absolutely excited about this happening, this blows my fucking mind.
PlayStation Plus have been good. They're finally being good again, but this month is the best of the best. Hands down. Let's get into it. I hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe.
if you don't give him a like, he's going to have to sell that controller to his wife or girlfriend for $500 so he can get him a new one. He needs those dual senses and those new teeth.
Subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. I am legitimately giddy for this to drop.
Why are you fucking giddy about this, by the way? I don't get it. So, Mortal Kombat 1, which is not the best Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry. I did not like Mortal Kombat 1. I did not. I don't see why we're hyping that up. I did not like Mortal Kombat 1, and I love all the Mortal Kombat games, but I did not really care too much for Mortal Kombat 1. It was kind of a step backwards with what they was doing with that. Marvel Spider-Man is getting released, which, that's cool. If you've not played Spider-Man 2018 and you've been waiting for a subscription service to play that, by the way, support the devs, buy your games, then here's your chance to subscribe to the service at one low cost of $20-some a month and get access to all these games so you can play them. Sword of the Sea, I have no clue. Earth Defense Force is really always fun for the most part. It's just mindless fun, a lot of jank, and you kind of know what you're expecting, but let's continue.
Drop next week. So August 19th, this is the entire PlayStation Plus game catalog. And it's funny because this blurb of it, as good as this abbreviation is, the full context, the full list of games is actually even better. But
support the devs, buy your games. Game Pass bad. Don't subscribe to subscription services, they need to die.
Coming to the new game catalog is Mortal Kombat 1, a fantastic game, Earth Defense Force 6, Sword of the Sea. Do you remember Journey? Obviously, Journey is
Yes. Journey is fucking great. Flower is fucking great. If you've never played those games, you have it on PlayStation, check it out. I think it's also on PC. But Journey is incredible, and Flower was really good. I've not really played anything since that studio. I think they had Abzu and I guess Sword of the Sea. There's a few other games just like it, but Journey is one of those games that I loved it when it came out on PS3. I bought it, I think it was PS3 or PS4, I forget what it was. It's been so fucking long, but damn, it's such a good game.
Fantastic. The people that made Journey have done a bunch of games I love. Abzu, The Pathless. This is the new game. It's basically the new Journey. The screenshots and trailer of it look fantastic. That's coming out day and date on PlayStation.
Day and date? Wait, day and date? Where have I heard that? Day and date on a subscription service? Game Pass. Bad! Support the devs, buy your games.
Plus, that's awesome. Spider-Man Remastered. Look, if you have not heard of Unicorn Overlord,
I am actually excited for Unicorn Overlord. I've been leaning on buying this game. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I've had my eyes on it for a while, so I'll probably end up buying that on the Switch. Because I've been buying a lot of my 2D / HD RPGs, specifically on that platform. So like, I'm still waiting to pick up Live a Live, as well as Triangle Strategy, and Unicorn Overlord was another one I wanted to get, and I'll be picking up Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remakes, so those are coming too. Support the devs, buy your games.
Overlord, this was one of my favorite games when it came out of the entire year. It's a strategy game with auto combat. You basically build a party of ranged, magic, healers, defenders, and you go around different maps and basically have to try to defend this kingdom. It's extremely addictive. It's all hand-drawn art. In fact, let me just show you that real quick. This is the list of all the games. Oh my gosh, why do they not have any screenshots for Unicorn Overlord? The whole game is this hand-drawn art.
It does look really good, by the way. Unicorn Overlord looks really good. Really good.
It's the new game by Vanillaware and Atlas. It is 10 out of 10 fantastic. But what's funny is the fact that when you see all of this, it's already good. But look at the stuff that didn't even make the list. Harold Halibut is a freaking game that's claymation. I mean, straight up, the game is full claymation.
It's one of those games that's probably pretty good to play on a subscription service. If you're interested in these things, and that's what I do like about subscription services like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus and stuff like that. It does give you a chance to take a look at games that you probably would have never even looked at. For me, like I said, if I look at something that, hey, I'm not sure about this, like I'm probably going to try out Indica because I'm actually kind of intrigued by that one, but I haven't played it yet, and I don't really want to pay for it quite yet because I want to know what I'm getting. And if I like the game, I'm going to buy the game afterwards. That's just how I do things. Some people are different. Some people save their money. There's nothing wrong with that, and you shouldn't be ashamed of playing games on a service like this, especially if you can't buy them. Like I said, times are rough, money's hard to go by, corporations and publishers and developments, they don't respect you, and you should go give them the same respect. Now, I give companies that truly respect me as a consumer or a player, I take a look at them, I was like, yes, obviously I want to give you my money, but I'm not going to give my money away just to anybody, because you got to remember, you're making a paycheck, you're working your ass off, and you have to work for that. So these companies have to work to get you to hand you their wallet. It shouldn't be automatically expected, and nobody should be telling you how you should spend your money, no matter what it is, especially if it's a hobby like gaming. So for those people that are being fucking retards, tell them to fuck off. They're probably dumb and divorced. Mainly dumb.
This is insanely cool. The part of it that's extra funny is they're also dropping a new game trial. So I don't mess with these very often, but I've had a lot of people that basically have told me in the comment section that they like this, that what they essentially do is if you have PlayStation Plus, they allow you to play a chunk of a...
Now, I don't like this. I don't really care much for this. That's just me. I don't think you should be paying for a demo service. Even though if you're playing Game Pass or PlayStation Plus and you just test games out on their services, but I don't think demos should be locked behind a paywall. And that's what I kind of see of this, like Death Stranding 2, which I bought day one. I love Death Stranding 2, played through it, absolutely love the story, may go through it again eventually, but you know, there's some games I look at, I'm like, yes, obviously I'm going to buy that game, but I don't want to be, you know, have a demo service that's locked behind some type of paywall. Now, I don't know if Game Pass does it. I don't know. I don't think they do. I think you could subscribe and access demos from the store for free. I don't know. I never check because I don't download demos. I just buy the games or test them out or whatever. But if you're just wondering, Death Stranding 2 is definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the money. Definitely. I loved every second of it. It's great. If you had reservations when you played the first game and you thought maybe it was a little bit boring, it's a little bit more the same, but this time there's more action, there's more involvement, and the stakes are a little bit higher. So I think you would actually really enjoy this game.
It's usually 2 or 3 hours, but for Death Stranding 2, there is a 5-hour demo available. You can play the first 5 hours of the game. Now, I'm just going to straight up say, this is very smart because if you...
Now, one thing could sweeten the deal on stuff like this. So if you're subscribed to the service, especially like Game Pass, and I think PlayStation Plus even offers like their subscribers, especially whatever tier you're on, you do get discounts on some games. Now, I don't know if you'll get a discount for Death Stranding being subscribed to that service, which is really cool. I do like that. I do like more value added to these services, and that's why I think a lot of people are attracted to Game Pass or whatever, even though they say Game Pass is unsustainable or whatever. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Like, I don't work for Microsoft. I won't work for PlayStation. They're not paying me. They're just giving me a product to enjoy. I don't think you should really fucking worry about that. So, yeah, there should be at least some type of discount on the services. Say if you buy, you know, let's say Death Stranding for maybe 10% off or something like that. If you're subscribed to the service. I don't know if that's still going on. I could be wrong. You can let me know in the comments, but I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing. Add some type of value to the services where you get discounts on the games. And like I said, Game Pass does this and PlayStation does do this to an extent. I don't know how much because, again, I don't really look too much into it because I end up buying the game wherever it is the cheapest.
Play the first 5 hours of Death Stranding 2, you're gonna buy it. The game is gorgeous, it's big, it's jaw-dropping, it's fun, it's addictive, and oh man, that
fucking ending, you guys know, the ones that played through it, once you got to the end, you know, is that not Metal Gear Solid 4? it had that Metal Gear Solid 4 ending. Like, I really, really fucking enjoyed. Those last few hours were some of the best moments I've had in a game for a long time.
5 hours has some plot
Kojima game.
twists that make you want to play all of it, right? Okay, but let me go into this because this is the part that honestly is good and bad. PlayStation Plus Premium. Now, I have harped on this a lot because this is such an inconsistent thing in that PlayStation Plus Premium is expensive. This is the highest tier. It is basically the Game Pass Ultimate Special Edition equivalent for PlayStation, right? And this is the only way to play the retro games. PSP games, PlayStation 4 stuff sometimes, definitely stuff like the PlayStation 3 streaming.
I'm kind of confused why the older games like that is tied to the the most expensive tier. I would figure like more premium games would be up first, and maybe some classics aside, maybe to like the middle tier. Again, I don't know how that works for Game Pass. Because I don't really care. Like I just use the service to play games from time to time. But it does kind of confuse me because you would think like the most premium tier would have the best selection of games, and you would have like old classic games tied to maybe a middle tier. I could be wrong. This could be nitpicking. I subscribed to both for a very long time, but I never really bothered to compare them because I've always subscribed to the biggest tier because that's where I've seen the most value. So the way you use these services may be different than the way I do. So I don't know. It seems kind of dumb to me because Resident Evil 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 on the PS1, those are really old games. And again, you can access these games on PC through GOG. You can actually buy these actual good versions of this. I don't know how they're going to emulate these. From what I could tell, like playing like Dino Crisis and Medieval and stuff like that, it seems to work just fine. I do also think they have trophy support, and I could be wrong. Could be definitely wrong there.
But also PS1 and PS2 stuff. And my thing is that the releases have been so inconsistent. Like, it's not even that they release bad games, it's that they're drip feeding them, in my opinion, way too slow of a rate. Like, you're getting good games, but this thing is like, you'll get 4 or 5 10 out of 10 retro bangers a year for a service that costs hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that highest tier. To me, it just seems too much of a drip feed. But this is the original.
I do agree with that. And the fact that we're not seeing a lot of bigger titles from the PlayStation 3 aside for if you want to stream them, like Killzone or Infamous, stuff like that, Resistance, Folklore, just stuff like that, even Heavenly Sword, or just any good games from the PS3 era, Metal Gear Solid 4, they're still stuck on that system, and the only actual way you can actually access these for the most part is if you own the system, buy a physical copy, because you cannot buy Killzone on the Sword. You just can't do it. You can't buy, I think you might be able to buy one of the Resistance games, but you can't. You can't play these on these consoles unless you stream them through a cloud. To me, that's not my favorite part of playing games. I've got a PlayStation Portal, I've used xCloud, and I'm not a fan. I'm not ready for that. I think native is better. That's just me. Like, I like to have a native version of the game working on that hardware before I would do on the cloud, because, you know, your experience may be more different than mine, but it's quite inconsistent when you're playing through the cloud. And I always kind of feel like that's just the least thing they can offer.
Games. They say straight up here in the description, it's the original game, the original PlayStation 1 version, but now enhanced with upscaling, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters. So the same thing we have for all the PlayStation 1 games, but I have been begging for this for literally 10 years.
You got a fucking Steam Deck. You got a PC, man. Like, I don't know what you're trying to... I understand, like, playing it natively on your console, that's cool. But you can still access those games. Like, I don't know what begging and stuff like that. Yes, I've been wanting to come over. I think it's cool. I'm happy about it, but I mean, still, there's been ways you can access these games very fucking easily, and you're one of the guys that has a Steam Deck. I'm pretty sure you have a, maybe you have a ROG Ally, I don't know, but if you can access GOG, you can already access these games for fairly cheap. They released Dino Crisis 1 and 2, they released Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 right on GOG, and they have little bundles for them. So you're not really being starved from these things, but yes, I do understand. If this has like trophy support and you want to play it natively on your PlayStation, it's fucking pretty, that's fine. I don't know why you would be begging for it to come. Like, I would have been more happy if they ported over like Parasite Eve or Xenogears or something like that, Legend Dragoon. That would have been great.
Since they first started releasing PlayStation 2 games on PlayStation 4, I've been begging for these to come back because they're some of my favorite horror games ever. Ever. I am obsessed with the original Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. And I like the remakes, of course, but these games have just been... They were some of the first horror games I ever played. They're not just influential, they're important.
Yeah, that reminds me, by the way. Silent Hill 1, the PS1 title, you cannot access this game anywhere unless you emulate it or if you have a PlayStation 3. That I know of. If you emulate it or if you have a PS3, you cannot access the PS1 version of Silent Hill anywhere, which fucking sucks. I kind of wish they would put that on the service. I don't care if it's exclusive to PlayStation or whatever. If you like your exclusives on there, dude, I just want to fucking play it again. Okay, my PS3 just died the other day because I tried to do some things that involve some things to get extra things. And it died. Sucks, man. May she rest in peace.
But here's the bad side. I'm glad these are back. These new versions are going to be great. I love the rewind feature especially, but there's two tiny downsides to this. One, they did confirm the fact that you can't buy them individually. I still think this sucks. I still think that, honestly, this is manipulative, which is that...
No, I do... Hang on. Let's let him finish.
PlayStation, they're trying to bump up the PlayStation Plus numbers. It looks good to their investors and stuff, right?
But that is unsustainable. Buy your games. Support the devs. Subscription services are bad. Why would they want to bump their services up? Why would they want to bump the numbers up if this is bad for the industry? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's always just Xbox Gamepass, so when Xbox does it, it's bad. But when PlayStation or Nintendo or Ubisoft, they do it, it's just fine and dandy. GameFly can exist, that's fine and dandy. Used games over at GameStop or your local meth dealer, that's good too. But don't subscribe to Game Pass. They have day one games. That's bad. That's really fucking bad. Bad. Buy the games.
So because of it, they don't just let you buy the games for $10 each. You have to subscribe to the service. You can't.
And I don't think there's a case like this on Xbox. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But a game is tied specifically to the service that you cannot buy. Maybe GoldenEye, but I think GoldenEye, like if you owned Rare Replay, you automatically got that for free. Because I don't think you could buy GoldenEye any other way unless you have Rare Replay. But I don't know of any other title that this happens with. But again, like I think pretty much most of Xboxes, if not all of them, you can buy the games. If people don't want to buy the games, you don't have to buy the games, so you can buy the fucking games. But it is kind of confusing that they're not allowing you to buy these games, because usually the PlayStation 1 games are $9.99. I think you can even buy Dino Crisis, pretty positive you can, but if not, just hop on PC, get on GOG, and buy those games. That way you have them. You'll have DRM-free copies. And I get it, you don't like PC games, that's office equipment, that's perfectly fine. I don't really give a fuck about that. But that is kind of weird that these games are not purchasable to own. But I'm assuming if you already own the games on PS3 that you get to keep these. I could be wrong. They can fucking take that away, which that's fucking bullshit.
Cannot get them individually, even if you owned them back in the day. Because I'm the kind of person where I bought these on PSP, I bought it on PlayStation Vita, I bought it on the PlayStation 3. You could buy them for $10 a pop like that back then. You can't do that anymore. They're only part of the pack.
Whoa, wait. So is this true? So he's a confirmed, maybe I can't really take what he says seriously, but so if you already own these games on the PlayStation services, you don't get to keep these games? Like, they're not yours. You don't get the upgrade path. You have to buy them again, but you can't buy them again because they're stuck on the service? What a fucking crock of shit. That is the dumbest bullshit. That is really dumb. Like, Xbox doing it, that's really fucking dumb. With, unless you, like I said, if you buy in Rare Replay, that's one thing. But to tie GoldenEye, where you can't buy it individually, and I'm pretty sure that's still the case, that's fucking stupid. I'm sorry, that's fucking dumb. You will own nothing and you will be happy.
Package deal. That to me does suck, but also I think it is a bit weird that, honestly, but also we have to say that there is a good chance this isn't going to have trophy support at all, because the other...
I don't really care about that. I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm not an achievement hunter. I used to be back in the day, but I couldn't even tell you what my achievement count is. I couldn't tell you my trophy count. I have no fucking clue. I stopped caring, like, during the Xbox 360 era. Like, I just stopped. Like, I didn't care. Like, I see people having these arguments like, you don't have X amount of trophies or achievements. You what you say doesn't matter. Your opinion is void. Fuck you. I hope you die. Jump into a river of fire. Burn your balls off. It's stupid to me. I don't need to show, and I'm not afraid to show. I'm not one of those guys that's not afraid to show you my shit. So if you need to see my shit to get confirmation bias, that's fucking fine. But I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm not an achievement hunter, even though I have a lot of achievements. Because like I said, back in the day, I used to be a huge trophy hunter. But if you go through my fucking library and see what I own, you're probably going to be fucking surprised. Because I buy my games!
Other Capcom games that have been added to PlayStation Plus Premium, as great as they are, they also don't have trophy support. Dino Crisis, the original freaking Resident Evil 1, and so 2 and 3 probably aren't going to have trophy support. That to me is a giant L. But I still have to say...
That's not an L. I mean, you're still playing the fucking game. My only problem is, why is it tied specifically to the service? Why can you not buy this game? And that's the thing. Like, you hear these people buy your games, don't subscribe to services like this. Well, they're doing the same shit. The same exact shit. Like, they're putting us on the service. And like I said, I've never seen... there's only probably one game on Xbox that has this same issue. And I think it's fucking anti-consumer's balls. Don't tie a specific game to that service if you can't buy it. I am sure that's fine with exclusive games, whatever, I don't care. But don't, just give me the option to purchase the game. Because I want to purchase the game. And I already own these games, so I should own these in my PlayStation library.
This is an amazing, amazing, amazing month. Look at the people losing it. Oh my god, holy crap, Mortal Kombat 1, Spidey, Unicorn Overlord, PlayStation cooked this month. Everybody being like, bro, this is it. Finally cooking. Oh my god, nice game lineup. Mortal Kombat 1 is my favorite game. Need more classic catalog, man. Oh my gosh. I'm glad the day is finally here. Oh man.
What's the day is finally here? PlayStation got some games on their services? Now subscription services are good? What happened to support the devs? Buy the games. Xbox Gamepass bad. You're raving and crying because PlayStation Plus subscribers get to play games? They don't have to buy these games? But why is subscription services bad again? Why is there a push by all these companies to move to these services? I expect the usual suspects, like Xvault, to get on this video. He won't. Or Reforge, he won't. And say, hey, don't be excited for this. Buy the games, support the devs. Xbox trash. Blah, blah, blah. No, what will happen is these clowns will walk circles around this, move the goalpost, and do mental gymnastics to not criticize this, because they don't want to end up like Porter Rock, where his fan base of fanboys, it's a cult, by the way. It's a cult. If you're really this tied to a specific company, you're afraid to say anything about it, and you get mad at somebody because they have harsh things to say about your company, there's a good chance you need help. You need to get help. You're in too deep. Get your dick out of it. It's not going to kiss you.
This is dope. Let me guess. R23 remake. Bare minimum emulation and no trophies. W month. That to me, it is still weird that PlayStation, they by their own reporting, premium numbers are way, way up. People love the PlayStation Plus premium service. It is weird how much they do try to bare bones it, you know? Like, you'd think that if they actually put more money into getting...
What? Wait. Wait. What? What?
If you're listening, I'm gay.
That was a wrong. That was a wrong one. That was. It was actually supposed to be this.
Shut up, silly woman.
I hit the wrong button because this is. I'm stupid. I'm retarded. It's
getting more
really?
PlayStation 1 games and putting them on the service. More stuff like that would be more popular, but it does seem like PlayStation kind of skims by. I don't know. I'm extremely excited. What do you guys think about this lineup? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like.
Okay, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. Let's scroll down and see. Let's go and see the comments. PlayStation 1 gets one good month as Game Pass killer. Let's see what they say here. That's his grift. Game Pass killer is pretty ridiculous. I think most people understand that Game Pass is a better service. That's just me, but you have those orbiters that's going to continue. A lot of people are, you know, what? Calm down, overreacting guy. Literally everyone already owns those games, and the ones that don't care about them. If anyone wants to get them cheaper, they just buy them and keep them. This guy is a meme. I thought subscription service was unstable and destroyer of the game industry. No, just the Game Pass model. No one ever said sub the services in general. The games were bad. The manner in which Xbox structured service was bad because they give full access to their games day one, and you can still access and buy these games if you want to. Nobody's stopping you from buying these games. I don't understand this whole mentality. Yes, if you're signing up for Xbox and Game Pass and you want day one games, there you go. You get to access those games. Does it cannibalize first party game sales? Probably, yes. But you're they understand this. This is why they haven't pulled the plug. But again, whatever. That's why Game Pass has more subscribers. You literally comprehend nothing in my comment. Let's put it in preschool terms. Game Pass is bad for game industry because game studios and publishers lose money because Xbox studios don't buy games. Instead, they rent them on Game Pass. And they're cheering for PlayStation Plus to rent their fucking games! I'm just going to say, don't subscribe to Game Pass, don't subscribe to GameFly, don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus, don't subscribe to Nintendo Online, don't subscribe to Ubi Plus, whatever the fuck that is, don't subscribe to Subway, don't subscribe to McDonald's, like I need to not do, don't subscribe to medication, I don't care, don't subscribe to anything because it's terrible, unsustainable. Who gives a fuck? Really. Game Pass makes money for Xbox, but it doesn't benefit established publisher studios. That's why game publisher studios have been skipping Xbox and delaying releases on. Not very many people doing that. There's not a lot. Mainly, it's a lot of money hiding that's been going on. And there are cases where there has been people that skipped these consoles. That's a fact. That happens. It is what it is. It's happened for years. As long as I've been a gamer, that's been like that. All this is just a hate brigade on Xbox. It always has. It's just a grift. These are the real shills, the real grifters, the real frauds that add nothing valuable to the industry except for whining and crying instead of playing actual video games. That's what they do. They don't want to see anybody else experiencing the fun which video games provide. Provides me with a lot of happiness. My fat ass. My fat diabetic, mentally ill ass. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These people will cheer anything as long as there's a PlayStation logo on it. Same with the Xbox guys. If they see an Xbox logo on it, they're going to nut all over the place to play it and say something gay like, Xbox better! It's video games, guys. It's video games. It's all it is. It's all it is. If you want to support the devs and whatever, if you think that the devs and publishers are treating you properly, treating you with respect, respecting your wallet, respecting your time, then support the devs. If you want to support these, subscription services just to play some games, go for it. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you because I'm not getting paid by these companies to, grift for them. I'm not going to do it. If you want to play the games, play it whatever you want. If you want to spend, $900 on a fucking console, go for it. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. And neither should anybody else. So if anybody says that Xbox bad, Gamepass bad, then they don't gripe about PlayStation, then you probably need to turn them off. You need to, because most of their actual opinions are based on their bias. They're corporate cocksuckers. That's what they are. That's exactly what they are, and that's what they always will be. They offer nothing beneficial to the conversation when it comes to video games. They would rather fight about it on Twitter than actually play the games or whatever. They just want some kind of list where they want to feel important, and they're not. And this is coming from some guy that's on the internet, some fat dude talking about video games. I'm one of those guys. Maybe you shouldn't listen to me. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't care, but I do care, honestly. I want to talk about video games. I want to have an intelligent conversation that have nothing to do with supporting X corporation. I don't care about that. I really don't. If you want to talk about video games with me, whatever the platform it is, let's do that. I own them all. I'm willing to talk about them. If you want to just be tied to one system, that's fine. But I don't want to hear you bitching in the comments section about what one is better. Or support the devs, because then I'm going to want to see your fucking purchase history. You don't want me to call you out on that, because if you call me out and say I don't buy my games, we're going to have a problem, because we're going to take a look at deep dive. I'm probably going to fucking embarrass you. So, whatever, guys. I love you. I will see you soon.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt, suck my dick.